If you've been to Las Vegas as many times as Enrique and I have, well, you've kind of been accustomed to what Las Vegas is all about. But Las Vegas is unlike any other city that we've ever been to, and there are a lot of things that might shock you if you're coming as a first-timer. I'm Melissa with Up and Our Way, and today I'm going to talk about the 10 things that are most shocking about coming to Las Vegas. Now, this isn't meant to discourage you from coming to Las Vegas. We just want you to be prepared what you might expect when you're coming here. One thing that is pretty shocking when you come to Las Vegas is the amount of weed that you're going to smell. Walking down the street, even in the casinos, in the hallway of your hotel sometimes. So you need to be able to expect that. Cannabis is legal in Las Vegas, and there are dispensaries all over, like Planet 13, the one that we're at right now, which is just off of the Strip. They'll deliver it, you can come here, have the Uber drop you off even. One thing that you need to know, though, is that it's illegal to consume marijuana or cannabis in public. You're supposed to consume it in a private residence. A lot of the hotels have banned cannabis use on their properties, and if you smoke it in the hotel room, you are subject to a cleaning fee of about $500. So there are some options for you, like they're going to be opening some lounges, like here at Planet 13 this coming year, so you can smoke it legally inside of a dispensary. Now, this may be shocking, but prostitution is illegal in Las Vegas. That's right, it's illegal. I know you may have heard otherwise because it is legal in other parts of Nevada, but here in Clark County, where Las Vegas is located, it is not legal. What you will see, though, is on the Strip, there will be ladies and men who will be handing out these cards with girls' information on them to call to go to your room. But just remember that prostitution is illegal in Las Vegas. There are 10 counties in Nevada where it is legal, and there are 21 legally operating brothels in Nevada. So we talked about cannabis being a legal drug, but there are certainly illegal drugs that are being offered to visitors to the Las Vegas area every single day. We even have our own examples of when we were offered drugs. I remember one time we were at the Orleans, which is off the Strip, and there was a guy that came up to us, shook our hands, and was really acting like as if he knew us. And I think it was for the cameras above, but at the end of the day, he was telling us all the illegal drugs that he had and he could sell us. And then another time, I won a hand pay, my only hand pay ever, and once we got paid out, we turned around and there was a guy there and he's like, I have cocaine. And so he was trying to get us to buy some drugs. So you will be offered drugs on the Strip or on Fremont Street. It's inevitable at one point or another, it'll happen. One thing that's shocking about Las Vegas is how much people gamble. There's a lot of money out there, and Enrique and I are low rollers, so it's so much fun to see other people gambling big dollar amounts. We might be next to somebody at a slot machine who's playing, $50 a spin and can lose $1,000 just in a blink of an eye. And it's fun to see. But best of all, at the craps tables, people are betting hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a hand. If you're playing blackjack or even craps, it's so much fun to watch. You get really excited for them when they win. Of course, you get sad when they lose. But you sort of get into this fantasy world thinking about, what does this person do for a living? Is this their mortgage? Is this just fun money? It's a lot of fun to watch people play that dollar amount, but at the same time, we're gonna continue to do our low rolling. We've been to craps tables where people are betting thousands of dollars at a time, and one time we were at this one craps table where there was a group of guys and all of them were betting thousands of dollars. So that table was just roaring in excitement because they were all winning, and I mean thousands of dollars. It was fun. But even if you're not a big gambler, you can still have fun playing. Our biggest hand pay was actually $10,000, and we were betting like $3 a spin. So you never know. You don't have to be betting hundreds or thousands to win big. Something that might be shocking, but in a really good way, are the amount of free things that you can do in Las Vegas. So we are here by the Big Rig Jig, which is just off of the Fremont Street Experience, about a half mile away. But some of the free things that you can do on Las Vegas on the Strip include the Bellagio Conservatory, the Bellagio Fountains, the Mirage Volcano, the flamingos at the habitat right outside of the Flamingo Hotel. And then there's things off of the strip, like the Fremont Street experience. You could check out the Arts District and things like this here, the Big Rig Jig and Container Park that are in the downtown area. You'll also see little art installations like, of course, the Welcome to Las Vegas sign that's right on the strip. And then the art installation that we stopped at that's near the Strat where I did the intro. But you're gonna see a lot of free things in Vegas, and that's really surprising to a lot of people who have never been here. Something that you're going to see in Las Vegas that is actually pretty shocking is the number of homeless people here. You're going to run into homeless people on the Strip, on Fremont Street, and if you go out of those areas, you're going to see even more. There is a whole system of underground tunnels, and the homeless people live in a lot of those. And there are tent cities in areas of the city as well. So in 2020, when they did a count of the homeless population in Las Vegas, they counted over 5,000 people that are homeless in the Las Vegas area. So one thing that could be shocking to you is how expensive things are in Vegas. We're in a hotel gift shop, and if you want to get a tall can of beer, it's going to cost you about $9 or $10 depending on the beer. Now, there are CVS stores that are all along the Strip and Walgreens as well, and you can go get your beer for about $4 or $5 there. So it's about twice as much to get it here. But on top of that, everything else is so expensive in Vegas too. If you want to go have cocktails at a bar, you'll expect to pay about $10 for a beer. A nice cocktail will run you at least $20, and it just goes up from there depending on what you get. Now, food is another story too. Even to eat at the food court a lot of times, it's gonna run you at least $40 for 2 people, depending on what you're getting. And if you go to a sit-down restaurant, it's going to be a lot more than that. There are exceptions to this though. You will find little restaurants in, let's say, Planet Hollywood. There are several cheap eats places, but you have to weigh out the convenience of going to those places and getting there as opposed to eating somewhere that's convenient to you. One thing that you're going to see in Las Vegas is people walking around the Strip and on Fremont Street openly carrying their alcohol. So it might be shocking to you, but there are no rules against open container on the Las Vegas Strip and on Fremont, except they don't like glass bottles. But one of the things that might be even more shocking is that you will see people on the Strip that are selling beer out of coolers. We've actually taken advantage of that before because it's quite convenient, but that is actually illegal to do. But you will see that, and if the cops happen to run up onto the vendor, they will just abandon their cooler and leave it, and there's just beer hanging out in the cooler. But yes, you can drink your alcohol walking along Las Vegas Boulevard or on Fremont Street. Well, they don't call it Sin City for nothing. One of the things that might be shocking is how much booty you're going to see when you're out in Las Vegas. Now, of course, people are coming out here and they're here to have a good time. Young guys and girls are going to dress to the T's. And for girls, sometimes that means wearing really big heels and wearing little tiny cocktail dresses, and sometimes way beyond that. And then, of course, in the summertime, there are pool clubs everywhere, and girls are walking throughout the hotels in their bikinis, and a lot is going on. Of course, when you go out on the Strip, you're going to see the showgirls, the performers, the girls dressed up like cops. They're basically wearing G-strings and not much else. And so you're going to see a lot of booty and a lot of tatas on the Las Vegas Strip and on Fremont Street. Something that might be shocking is the number of scammers that are out here in Las Vegas. You might see a guy that comes up to you with a bracelet and he'll try to put it on a girl's hand, and that is all a scam. It's not a gift. They are insisting that you buy that bracelet the second that they put it on your wrist. Then there are the card sharks. You've seen the 3-card Monty. They're out here in Las Vegas and they're gonna try to scam you. Of course, there are the people out there trying to take pictures. Now, that could be a scam, but it could be something kind of different. So let me explain. So you're gonna see showgirls out there or people dressed up like characters like Mickey Mouse, for example. Now, they're only supposed to collect tips from you, but a lot of times once you take the picture, they are going to insist that you pay them a certain dollar amount. I would suggest if you want to take that picture with the showgirl, because hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure that you talk to them about it before you take that picture, tell them what you're willing to give them, and then it doesn't become a scam, it's just a business transaction. As we're wrapping up filming for this video, I realized how badly my feet hurt. And so I wanted to throw in one other bonus shocking thing: how much you will walk in Vegas. The Strip itself is 4.2 miles from Mandalay Bay to the Stratosphere, so you can expect to do a lot of walking, but it still shocks me to this day how much walking I do in Las Vegas. I hope these tips were useful for you. And again, I don't want to discourage you from coming to Las Vegas. It's just good to know what you're getting yourself into. Well, that's all we have for this time. If you want to see more Vegas adventures and have more tips come your way, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that like button as you leave and hit the bell notification so that you're notified when we drop a new video or we go live. See you next time.